Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. The Long Game stars Jay Hernandez and Dennis Quaid. In 1955, in 1955, five young Mexican-American caddies are determined to learn how to play and create their own golf course. I'm just gonna get off straight off. I'm just gonna get straight off right. Just gonna get straight off right off the bat, saying this movie doesn't really do anything new about telling a story about diversity and the time period that this takes place in, and how hard it was for certain races to do certain things in America that white people couldn't do. And it kind of plays a little bit too safe. It's like I don't like this is based on a true story, and maybe some of this stuff actually did happen, but you don't really care, I guess. I mean, like, you do care, but you don't really get to know any of them. You don't even get to know JB, who is played by Jay, or like our somewhat of our main character. You kind of get to know him, but the kid that they mainly focus on is Joe. You don't even get to know about his character. Like, you don't even know anything about him, and he's like somewhat the main focus out of the whole entire group. He's supposed to be like the best one out of all of them. You don't really get to know anything about him. Like, I mean, like, you do know some things like about his family, where he had his dad, and and I believe it's hinted at that he was part of, um, like the Great War or World War II, and he didn't get some of the respect that he deserved from going out fighting for his country, and so he hates a lot of Americans or white people, um, and so he does not want his son to intervene or get involved with anything like that involves white people, because he doesn't think that he will get the respect that he deserves from them. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. I like that. Where are you gonna go with it? Nowhere really. The movie just kind of just hands waves everything. It's like, all right, now we're at this point in the movie where Joe is going to respect, and he's not going to outlash to anyone, because he's that type of character who will outlash about anything, and like he will go with violence first than, just like letting it go or taking a different approach to it. And it's just like, doesn't make any sense. Where was this build up to his sudden like his character arc? He doesn't really go through a character arc, and people are probably going to say, well, it's based on a true story, that's how it happened, and you're going to have to respect it. No, I will not respect it, because also, this guy is a fucking dick. I mean, he's probably a nice person in real life. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's probably was a nice person in real life. But there's a scene where um, yeah, like, he's somewhat dating this girl, and this girl's about to go off and like live her like life that she dreamed of, and as he outlashes on her about the story that she wrote or whatever, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like out of left field, and it's supposed to connect with his dad, but it's like he resents his dad for what he is, so it doesn't really make for sense for what he's arguing with her. And so that's kind of like, okay, well, I guess they broke up because she went off crying, and they have not ever cut back to them, or like back to at least these two characters talking to with one another, resolving the situation. But at the end of the film, it's like, it's everything's cool. I'm gonna go be with my girlfriend now. It's like, where was the connecting tissues of you guys forgiving, like, coming with the realization that you were a fucking dick type of talk? This is just from this movie. That's a toxic relationship. And people are probably like, that's just mean to say. Well, maybe they did have a talk in real life, but the movie did not have that talk. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, you know what? This is just going to be one of those toxic relationships where they crawl back to one another because that's their safe place, I guess. I don't know. And the movie also plays safe with the golf. It's a very generic golf film, and by that, the kids that are swinging the golf clubs are terrible swings. It's like they're swinging a baseball bat. But it's like, okay, I can allow that at first because they're not really good at golf. But even towards the end, they're still having the same ugly swing that they've been having throughout even the beginning of the film, when they weren't really that good at golf. And so it's like, okay, so you're just clearly, whenever someone hits like a good ball and it's close to the hole, I don't know golf talk, so I'm talking in my own way of trying to explain golf to somebody. So and whenever it's like you see the golf getting hit, and when it's like a good hit, it's like clearly they cut to someone else swinging the golf ball, swinging the club to hit the golf, and actually cut to the golf just literally just landing next to the hole. So literally, they did not go through any like the pre-production where they trained them to like hit a golf ball. It's clearly someone else doing it. And next, whenever you do see the golf ball landing, it's not actually them showing the golf ball being hit. It's just someone off screen throwing the golf into the shot. I wish there was a little bit more creativity behind it. Now, clearly, this is not going to have a budget of a Michael Bay film where you get all these drone shots or anything, but drones are kind of cheap now these days. You can find a good drone for a low price, stick a camera on it, and get some cool camera shots on it in there. Like, it's not, those like the drones are probably more cheaper than the cameras that they used on these sets. Now, does it mean the film is bad? No. I mean, like, I did get a somewhat attachment with the dad, like with Joe's dad and his backstory, and somewhat connecting to what his like how his character really is and how he sees the world because of his dad. But there's bits missing in the film where it connects everything and connects to his character arc towards the end of the film. JB, he's a fine character. I mean, like I didn't really resent his character. I understood where his character was coming from, and you see his arc, like realizing like he put this golf team for the wrong together for like the wrong reasons. Dennis Quaid, he was there. he was Dennis Quaid. Don't really have that much to talk about him, but yeah, the film is fine. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to remember it, and it's probably going to be one of those films that is going to be used in school to be like, so this is how this is what diversity looks like, and teach kids that. But they're probably not going to remember this film either. It's just be like, all right, well, that was a free day at school. Easy day at school. Just watch a movie about diversity. That's probably that's what this movie is going to be used towards too, and I don't think it's going to have any legs as a diversity film like a movie called 42 with the Jackie Robinson story. It just doesn't feel like there's any creativity behind even the writing, but also the camera work, the directing. It just feels this generic story. It's like, hey, diversity? Yeah, we need to be more diverse. It's like, oh, well, yeah, we know that. That's cool. We need to be diverse, yes, but the film's like it's like comes off like this is like a brand new thing. It's like it doesn't do anything new of itself. I'm gonna give The Long Game a C-. It's fine, but at the end of the day, you're not going to really remember this film. So that's really all I can really say about this movie. I probably talked about this movie more than I thought I was going to, but I guess I just had that, from a creative standpoint, a lot of issues with it. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.